Welcome to r/Tales from Your Server. It's the place where waiters share awesome stories about their guests. And today's first story is Karma Always Wins. I work at an all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant. For those who aren't too familiar with the idea, you basically pay a set price, $27.95, and it's a sit-down buffet where you get unlimited access/orders to our menu, just as long as you finish it and don't leave too much left over. Every day at my restaurant, we have happy all-you-can-eat between 3 to 5 p.m. for the price of $24.95, which is cool because you're able to have access to more items at a cheaper price, $1 more than lunch price. This girl comes to sit down in my section around 4:30, and I greet her how I usually greet all customers. Me: Hi, welcome, how are you doing today? B: Yeah, so it's gonna be 4 happy hour all-you-can-eats. My friends won't be here until later, maybe past 5, but I'm here so that means we get the happy hour price, right? I would say I'm a pretty chill server, so I don't enforce the rules too much. If you're a chill customer with me, I let a lot of things slide. Sorry, manager. But the way she came at me had me turned off. Me: No, I'm sorry, only you will pay the happy hour price. If your friends come after 5 p.m., they'll pay the dinner price of $27.95. B: So what? You want me to rush my friends or something? You guys are really that strict? Dogging me while shaking her head. I awkwardly apologize and go grab their drinks. In the meantime, 2 of her friends arrive during happy hour, and they all begin to fill out the order sheet. Around 4:58, I noticed their sheet was folded, and they left it standing up, which usually indicated that they were ready for their order to be inputted. I walk over to grab the sheet and ask, Me: Were you guys ready for your first round? The B snatches the sheet out of my hand and points to her friend who is walking in the door. B: Go put in the happy hour all-you-can-eat for my friend. She's right there. Go put it so she doesn't have to pay dinner price. I'm feeling pressed at this point, and I'm annoyed, because these people want to be cheap is resulting to them being rude towards me. But I still keep my cool because I don't want to lose character and seem unprofessional. They were rude and inconsiderate throughout the whole meal. They would ask a server to grab something extra for them on the side, then ask another server right after for the same thing. When they would receive both, they'd get mad and be like, We already got it. Like, what? Haha. Anyways, this is where it gets good. On their second round, they ordered way too much. Their eyes were definitely more than their stomach, about 70 pieces of sushi. When we brought it out, they were laughing and joking with one another. We got this, and playfully telling tables near them, we must have ordered for you guys too. Well, as they were eating, it came to a point where they were forcing themselves to eat and realized that they were most likely going to have to pay a leftover charge for all the food they didn't eat, which was about 6 rolls, 48 pieces. The B then calls me over and asks me about how much would I charge if they were not going to finish it. I respond by saying I'd have to ask the manager. My manager is also pretty lenient about the leftover charge, even though it states on the rules that you will be charged by the individual price of the roll for whatever's left over, which is usually $14.95. She usually lets people take it home for $10 to $15 and gives them a warning to be more mindful when they order next time. I suggest $25 as the leftover charge, since I assumed she wasn't going to be too hard on them. Manager: Heck no, they were rude to you all night. Charge them $40 as a penalty, and if they want to take it home, $60. So I go over to tell them that we usually charge by the a la carte price of the roll. $14.95 times 6 rolls left over equals $90. However, they could pay the leftover price and leave it, or pay the $60 to take it home. They are in disbelief and become livid. They start cussing at me, and all of a sudden they deny that they ordered all this food, and put the blame on us for making double of what they ordered, which makes no sense, because the chef would only make what is on the order sheet. I show them what they wrote, and they begin to come up with all these lies to how the food ended up on their table. After 15 minutes of arguing back and forth with them, they reluctantly pay the expensive leftover charge and leave. Which is ironic because they were so concerned about paying the happy hour price, their bill ended up being more expensive than what they would have paid for the regular dinner price. The lesson to learn here is, be kind to your server. Kindness gets you far in life and saves you money. When you're mean, you suffer, and in this case your bank account suffers. The second story is, Little Revenge on Stealing Customer. Usual excuse my grammar and formatting, etc. Also, it's kinda a revenge post. Don't judge. Backstory: a few years ago, I was working at an Italian restaurant that was owned by my friend's dad. We have servers for the tables and get paid tips and salary. We have 1 cashier for takeaways and 2 bar workers. Of course, kitchen staff, etc. This day, our cashier didn't show up, so I had to move over to the cashier position. And because of this, I was not allowed to serve tables, unless I saw that no wait staff were available, or when there were no waiting takeouts. Also, our boss makes his own sauces on the side, important for later. The story: It was a slow day. It was the last hour of shift, and I got a call for a Mexicana pasta, asking the usual, penne, spaghetti, or fettuccine. I got the response, Pasta, I want pasta. Phone slammed down in my ear. Okay, spaghetti it is. Now for the cast. Me equals me, owner equals O, stealing customer equals SC. About 40 minutes later, stealing customer walks in. We are waiting just for her, so we can cash up and close the store. She doesn't come to the front and just sits down in the restaurant part. So since there's no one around and I'm waiting on one takeout, I decide to take the table. Could use the extra tip, right? I ask how she's doing and if she would like drinks. Stealing customer. No, I'm here for my pasta. Me. Oh yeah, right on it. I go get the pasta and bring it out. Lady pays me. No tip and leaves. Probably 3 seconds later, I see her come back. The store was located in a corner shop, so 2/4 of the walls were all windows. She comes in, slams the pasta box on the table, and asks where the effing croutons are. Me. So sorry, ma'am, we don't give croutons with our pasta, but I can get you some if you like. Stealing customer. F yes you will. And why is this spaghetti? I asked for fettuccine. I go get her a pack of croutons and hand it to her. Stealing customer. Aren't you going to put them in? Me with my unwashed hands. Ma'am, I'm not allowed to work on the food as I'm not kitchen staff. Stealing customer. Whatever. Looks around. What are those? Pointing towards the sauces. I want some of that red one. As mentioned, my boss makes sauces sometimes, and that red one is a very nice Prego sauce we sell for $7.70, $5.15 for 750 milliliters. It's in a clear glass bottle. Me. That's a fantastic Prego sauce that the person's eating here can put on their food. You're more than welcome to throw some on your food. Usually you need to pay extra for extra sauce, but I don't mind if they use some of the sit-down sauces. Manager usually says it's okay, so I don't mind it either. Stealing customer. Can I get some to take home? Me. Sure, we can sell you a small cup of the sauce to take home for $1.50. About 1 cent. It's about 35 milliliters and is used for samples. We literally only charge for the container. Stealing customer. So why can people sitting use it but I can't take it for free? Me. Ma'am, we need to package it for you and we only charge for the container. Stealing customer. That's effing BS. Whatever, sure, give me one. I go and get her the container filled to the top with this Prego sauce. She leaves and about 2 minutes later I see her come back, walk past me, right to the table across from the bar, does something there then leaves. Okay. I think she does it again, leave, then comes back and I'm wondering what's up. Her back is turned to me and I can't see what she's doing. Just after she leaves, the owner and manager, who want to close up, comes to ask me why that lady is coming in, filling her cup with Prego sauce then leaving. I explain what happened and the owner thinks he knows what's up. Lady comes back and the owner chimes up, Owner, I hope you aren't trying to jack our sauces. Jack is slang for steal. Stealing customer. No, I just want to see what you have and I left my cell phone. She leaves again and this time she actually left her keys. Comes back and lo and behold her empty container. At this point, manager knows something is up and sits in the corner where he can see her scurry off once she leaves. She leaves and he sees her pick up a beer bottle and empty the container into it. Then come back. He tells us what's up and the boss just smiles, goes into the back and comes back with a different bottle of Prego. Lady keeps doing it and the owner just says to come to the back. I ask what's up and he lets me know that he has a bottle for certain customers. He let me taste a drop of it and the instant regret I felt was intense. It was a burning sensation mixed with the feeling of having to puke my guts out. Apparently a nice combination of onions, jalapenos, overdose of chili powder and radish, finished off with blue cheese and anchovy juices. Now this bottle is clearly labeled do not use, not for use, do not ingest, and he says he keeps it around since this has happened before. The bottle on the table is labeled the exact same and was positioned right at where the lady kept standing. Lady finishes up and leaves. We lock up and finish counting the money, etc., and then leave. Now you can clearly see that's not the Prego bottle. It has a warning on it. It looks nothing like the Prego sauce, and the one server even told her it's not Prego. She didn't listen. The next afternoon I hear from the manager that they got a rather colorful and well-worded call about how this pasta was uneatable and tasted like SH, etc. The lady never came back as far as I know. This may seem childish, but a nice bit of getting back to someone who didn't want to pay a few cents for the extras they wanted. The last story is, all perks for servers have been taken away, and now this. Yeah, ended it up longer than I wanted. TIA for reading and any advice. Here goes. I've worked at this place for a little over a year. Money is great. The restaurant/bar has been open for 7 years. It's a small space and we have a smallish staff. Never more than 5 servers on a shift. Normally Friday and Saturday nights when it's going to be busy. All in all, I like my job. My new problems come from management and the owner. The owner, we'll call him Grumpy, has never owned a restaurant before and is a well-polished alcoholic. His general attitude has been that servers are greedy menaces. On a busy night, it's not abnormal for the servers to make more than the bartenders, which also awards the servers a lot of animosity from the bartenders. All in all, the bar doesn't like us, the kitchen doesn't like us, and now management doesn't like us. We had an incredible manager. We'll call her Betty. She was service manager/GM for 3 years, and she just recently left. Betty was cheerful, pleasant, extremely professional, and accommodating, and a perfect counterbalance for Grumpy. She was great at steering his frustrations and weird requests into realistic policies and expectations that were manageable. As sales have been up 20% this year compared to last year, yes, the restaurant's best year on record, and yes, most of that money was made on the floor by servers. Grumpy hired a new bar manager and assistant GM, who started together about 2 months ago. They both came from a fine dining restaurant in town and are both in their late 20s and are best friends, but neither have any management experience. Betty was around for their first month of employment before leaving, so they had some training, but not enough. These two are doing anything that they can to impress Grumpy and stay on his good side, so they go along with anything he says. In the last week, training meals, free meal for the trainee and trainer, have been taken away. Staff discounts for food, which is not cheap, have been dropped from 50% to 20%. We're not allowed to modify our food anymore. The bartenders expect to be tipped on the shift drinks we order. Here's the problem with the shift drink thing. Shift drinks are an earned privilege that will be and have been taken away if the servers perform poorly. Recently, my service manager normally makes them for us, so the bar doesn't have to worry about it. I had a beer last night for my shift drink, which my service manager poured for me with a smile. About 45 minutes later, I go back up to the bar to order a Manhattan that I will be paying full price for. The bar manager takes my order, a rye Manhattan on the rocks, shakes his head and huffs and walks away to slowly make my drink. He puts the drink in front of me and says, "So I heard you guys never tip on these things." I answered, "What?" because I ordered this drink and was planning on tipping more than appropriately, as my coworkers and I always do when ordering a drink after our freebie. He continues to say, paraphrasing, "You should really tip out of your shift drinks." I answer, "I already had my shift drink. Service manager poured it for me." He says, "I don't care who makes it, you still tip." Truly not knowing what to say and not wanting to escalate further, as he was visibly angry, I answer, "No one has ever expressed any kind of concern about this to me." He repeats something along the lines, "I don't care, you still tip on your drinks." I leave $20 for my $13 drink on the bar, as I was originally planning on doing, and walk back to my table stunned. This dude was so concerned about the $1 tip that the bar would have earned for my $7 beer that this is the way he approaches me and my coworkers about it in front of a full bar. He gave my coworker the same speech 10 minutes later, and I heard him across the restaurant at the table I was sitting at. I don't know if I'm overreacting by thinking this is my last straw. I am their best server. I know this because Betty told me this over and over again. I'm tired of feeling like I'm a burden to my employer and to my coworkers. Servers and bartenders provide near-free labor to make tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars for their employers every year. Also, our bar tip out is not cheap. On a busy night, I'm tipping out $40 to $60 to the bar. We make a ton of money for this man, only to have every perk and benefit shrunk or completely taken away since Betty left. We are a team, and this bar manager is doing everything he can to be divisive, including telling the bartenders to not make us drinks, making snide comments about how much money the servers make, and taking away our late-night liquor program. That was a huge moneymaker for the entire staff. Am I wrong in letting this be nearly my last straw? Is this something that isn't a big deal and I should just listen to my bar manager and suck it up? What would you do if you were in this situation? Thank you for watching!